Dear friends, welcome to lesson 2 of the basics of biblical doctrine. The previous time we looked at the existence of God. What are the sources we have that we know that God exists? And we said there's two sources. Nature, what we see around us, and Scripture, which is the Bible. Now the second question is, or you may ask, is this. How do we know from nature? What are the types of knowledge we have from nature to know there is a God? And again, the answer is twofold. There is knowledge that is internal, and there is knowledge that is external. So internal or innate knowledge, and external or obtained knowledge. But before we dig into the question and answer, it's good to ask, what is knowledge? How do we get knowledge? Well, we observe things, we learn things, but we also have things in us. What is not learned? And knowledge simply says this: it's information stored in the mind and in the heart. Now, the first question is with the innate knowledge. What is it? It is knowledge that is in us from birth, since we are born. And let me give an example to you. If you have a baby that is just born, you have it in your hands. It has a voice to cry. You don't have to teach the baby to cry. It does it automatically. Why? Because it is his nature. It's born in him. It's internal. Another knowledge the baby has is who his mother is. He is attached to his mother. When his mother is close, he feels it. He knows it. Well, that is inborn or innate knowledge. And the same is true for the knowledge of God. We all have something in us that says that God exists. We are born with that. No exception. Not for you, not for me. The second type of knowledge is something that is external, outside us, and acquired or obtained. That means there is a possibility to get to know it, but it has to be taught. Let's give the same example as with the baby. The baby has the possibility to speak, but you, as father, mother, or someone else, has to teach it how to speak properly, how to write properly, how to say things, how to listen to things. If you don't tell that the table is white, he cannot know the table is white, even though he sees it. The same is true for the knowledge of God. There is knowledge that is in us, but also knowledge that we can obtain, knowledge that we can get. And it assumes three different things. First, we can say it is knowledge that does not everyone have. It needs to be taught. It needs to be known from an external source. Second, this knowledge can be increased. Someone can search for it. He can seek for this knowledge and get it. That is for general knowledge in nature. When you want to know more about lions, you study lions. When you want to know more about God, you study the things of God, which is in the Bible and in nature. You can see it with your eyes. You see the design. You can hear it with your ears, the thunder in the thunderstorms. You can experience in your heart. The third one is that there is external knowledge or an external source, which is not in us, but outside us. It needs to come from outside, not in us. And that's important, to have this source. And the main source to have this knowledge from nature of God is the things we can see and observe. Yes, and we will go also to the knowledge of Scripture, which is far more important, because the knowledge in nature is enough to give you no excuse, to give me no excuse that God existed. Whether it's from the feeling of our heart or from the seeing in nature. But the knowledge from the Bible is only sufficient enough to become right with God. And that's what you need, and that's what I need. And that's why we need to open the Bible, because only in this way we can be saved from sin unto this God. My dear friend, that's what I wish to you, every one of you that's watching, to obtain this knowledge of God, not only out of nature, which is important, but even more to obtain it from the Bible. My dear friends, I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.